And now, Fairfax Breakfast Club with your host, Basil Lemba.
Welcome to the Fairfax Breakfast Club show. My name is Basil Lemba and I will be your host. The Fairfax Breakfast Club is a weekly program in which we bring to you valuable and workable know-how you can use to improve your networking skills and grow your business. We always start the show with a quote. Today's quote as the second next traits of the geniuses. First one here, honesty. Geniuses are frank, forthright, and honest. Take the responsibility for things that go wrong. Be willing to admit, I goofed, and learn from your mistakes. The second point is optimism. Genius never doubt they will succeed. Deliberately focus your mind on something good coming up. And with us today, we have somebody very special guest in the studio, somebody who's shown a lot of enthusiasm. And her name is Donna. Hello, Donna.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on here. I'm honored. You've had so many great people on your show.
Well, I'm honored as well. I invited you because you have a very special product, very helpful at the same time, which I think that people may see it at times, but they may not necessarily know where it's coming from, or may not necessarily appreciate this product. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, Dulles Case Center is a Pelican and SKB case dealer, and we have cases in stock, but we add value to those cases by manufacturing custom foam inserts that people can, so that people can transport in cases electronic devices or satellites or camera equipment. Sometimes we do small satellite systems in cases, yes. Camera equipment, anything that you need to, say, check on an airline, or you're going to ship it via FedEx or UPS to a trade show or an event. We can put it in a case that will protect it and keep it all nice and organized for you.
What is the biggest thing you ever put in a case?
Oh my gosh, we've put an unmanned submarine in a case. It was about 12 feet long.
Wow.
Yes, quite interesting. Quite interesting.
When you guys ship your ship.
we protect it so that it can go where it needs to go. It was in a bright red case.
Oh really?
Yes. Yes.
Well, why bright red? Was there any reason for that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, the client just wanted it bright red.
That's what they wanted. It was for the Navy, and they wanted a red case. Yeah.
Okay, what is the procedure? How do you get to make such a case?
Well, customers will come to us. Sometimes they'll walk in and they'll have sort of a rat's nest of wires and cables and devices, and they'll say, please help us, organize this in a nice package so that we can show our customer, if they're selling a product, or perhaps they go on a job site, 4 or 5 times a day, and they have to take all this stuff out, put it all back in a case. So they'll bring it to us, and we will take a few measurements. We can take some pictures of their equipment or devices, and then from there we can create a CAD drawing of what it will look like laid out in a case, and we send the customer the drawing for them to make sure that everything is exactly laid out the way they want it in a case.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, very good. Now, another point we discussed last time when we met, we talked about the fact that in this economy or era, you guys are trying to keep the job in the country.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
We do manufacture at our facility. We actually take planks of foam, and using technology, using the CAD files that go to a CNC machine, which is computerized numeric control, the CNC machine reads that CAD file and with a very fine knife cuts the shapes and cavities in the foam. And then our assemblers out back will take those planks of foam, pull out, the cavities and stack and build an insert to fit a case. It could be a case as long as this table.
Okay. How and why did you get into that business?
I had worked for a company, Bmauer Incorporated, that grew into Basic Shelters until 2001 or 2002. And we sold cases in the beginning of that company's history, so it was something that, was familiar to me. Basic Shelters was sold in 2005, and when the owner of that company sold in 2007, she had finished her obligation to the company and came to me and said, let's go start another company, and so that's how Dulles Case Center got started in 2007.
Very good. And your clients, I take it that they are coming from all over the world, I imagine.
We have clients all over. Our products have gone all over the world. Of course, a lot of our products were going to Afghanistan to support the troops over there. That business is sort of pulled back as we've pulled our troops out of Afghanistan. But, we have ABC News crews that have taken our cases around the world. We have individuals that have taken our cases around the world for, personal photography equipment.
Oh, definitely, those. Is there any sector that is bigger at this stage of getting your business? Is there any category of people using many more of your cases than others?
Definitely still the defense contractors are a big part of our business. And also manufacturers of devices are a big part of our business. We have a number of customers that themselves manufacture some piece of equipment, and they come to us for a complete package so that the piece of equipment is in the foam, protected, all the parts are organized, and then they can in turn ship that case to their customer. Gotcha. Or the customer can transport everything easily.
Very good. What would you consider, Donna, your biggest challenge?
I think our biggest challenge is really letting people know about us, that we're out near Dulles Airport, and our capabilities. It's a very niche market,
but a very niche market, but anybody can use it. I've seen you have cases where you can put glass of wine.
Yes, anybody can use it.
Glass, wine, and what have you. Yes. Truly, it is I guess is he who want to protect something and make sure you get to the next place safe will be your customer.
Yes, really anyone is our customer, whether it be for an iPad case or your camera or your wine. Yes, we can help anybody. Because of our manufacturing process and the technology that we have now with CAD and the CNC machine, it's very easy to make one. In a matter of a half an hour, our engineer can take his measurements and his pictures and create the CAD file, and we can be cutting an insert for a customer. We don't do that every day, we don't do it necessarily while they wait, but because of technology, it's a very fast process now.
Okay. And what is your biggest success? What do you consider the biggest success?
Oh, well, I have to say my children first.
Okay.
That's huge. I think.
And how are they doing?
My children are Tim and Jason, and Jason is.
I haven't met Jason, have I?
No, you haven't met Jason. He lives in Singapore right now with his family.
Folks understand where I am.
And then our son Tim works for us in the company. So. But I guess the other success, beyond that is the fact that we're still in business. In July 2011, we had a fire at our facility.
Oh, you did?
And my husband and I were on vacation and got a call in the middle of the night from the Loudoun Fire Department. And so we immediately packed up and drove up. And it was quite devastating. The fire was put out in, probably within 30 minutes by the sprinkler system, but the sprinkler system continued to run for hours, and so the whole facility was just saturated with water, and it was a huge challenge, but between all of our employees and a lot of hard work and a lot of sweat, we've cleaned it up. We're about to have an open house next week.
Thursday.
Yes, next Thursday, to sort of celebrate being in business for 5 years, but also to finally put the fire behind us and have all the final painting and everything done from the fire damage. And be ready to move on to the next level.
Very good.
Yes.
So what are your future goals and plans at this stage of the game?
We want to continue to grow the business. I'd like to see us hit over 2 million in this next year. I'd like to see us add a couple more employees in the next year.
Okay.
We've been working harder and harder. I think you've seen both Tim and I at numerous networking events.
More than ever. I can attest to that, more than ever.
So I think that's a very important part. We've been reaching out to a lot of people just to let them know that we're here. And I think it works. I think it drives customers to us. So we just want to keep growing the business and making sure that our employees continue to have jobs and support people. Help them find solutions for their expensive devices or equipment that they need to transport with them.
I'm thinking of a couple of people that I need to meet. I may get you in touch with. I don't know if you met that lady. Her name is Jane Barnett. She's in shipping.
So.
Well,
okay.
I guess today I'm working. I'm not really resting today on my show. I'm working flat out. She does shipping.
Okay.
She had people ship things from. I think that you together would work well with one another.
Okay.
So in fact, I met her about 2-3 days, and then she was talking about that. She want to offer much more services because she had a franchise where she could only do shipping. But people needing shipping ultimately need something
other
else,
services,
a case, a promo piece, or whatever. But the franchise she's in, she only do this, so she's pulling out of it, so she can offer or at least spread her wings to do the things.
Okay.
She does that internationally, what have you. I think that would be a great connection for you.
Yes, and sometimes our customers will have us kit their parts. For instance, we've had a number of customers lately that we're shipping internationally, and each case was a kit of, say a camera and a laptop and a cell phone and everything packaged within one case, and then they were going to different locations. So sometimes our customers turn to us to get this stuff shipped globally for them. So yes, it'd be a great connection.
Absolutely, and also because what she's found or experienced, nothing wrong with the big companies, but the big companies do not necessarily take care of the small guys as much. They're much more either the big contract or the little thing they know, take it over there and drop it over there. So the individual business owners is not necessarily, I'm not saying they're accusing them, but it's difficult for them to put that quality service to that guy who doesn't necessarily ship thousands of them or what have you.
Right.
So yes, I'll make sure you get some information, definitely. Yeah, I can attest to the fact that you're getting out because I've seen you at Sterling Women.
Sterling Women.
Tim came to our breakfast event last month.
Yes, he did.
So definitely.
And we will be at your May event.
Yes, we'd love to have you, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, because in your case, I believe, in your business, Yes, not only is value, of course, we think in terms of viability, we got to find you somebody who does that regularly because that's what generates a steady, regular income. But I also think that is a case of it's not if but when.
Yes.
It's one of those products where, okay, you may not need it today, but tomorrow you're shipping something, all of a sudden,
Exactly.
you say, well, where do I turn to? So that's the reason I wanted to have you in the show, because, and then people know
That we're here.
that you're here.
Yes.
So if they need to ship something, oh my God, they can help me with that.
Yes.
Because in some of those products, you cannot afford having something being broken or destroyed.
Exactly. Today we helped a customer package a plasma screen that needs to go to a trade show. And when she gets to her destination on Monday, she needs to know that plasma screen is going to work because her presentation for that trade show depends upon it. So that's how we help our customers.
Definitely, it's fundamental. It's one of those. So that's where we get into all that. Now, yeah, we have the expo coming. I would like to put a word in about it. It will be on Sunset Hill Road. We're going to have 100 exhibitors, and we're expecting 400 to 500 business people. We did the last one, went very well, and so we're having that will be on May the 17th from 7:30 to 3 p.m. We still have some booths available. Come on over. We're going to have a lot of fun. We even have a very good, how do you call it, caterer last time.
Oh, great.
It was the first time that I didn't get... What kind of food is that? No, truly, the food is generally good, but I always get, well, I didn't like it or whatever. But for the first time, December, everybody was raving about the food.
Terrific. That's great.
Yes. So naturally, that caterer is coming back, and we're going to have them again.
Good.
And we have the opportunity for people this time to do different things: networking, the seminars, and exhibiting.
Okay.
Exhibiting is going to take place throughout from 9 to 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So we're definitely looking forward to having you there.
And we would love to exhibit there.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Now, give us some other tips, because you succeeded in keeping your business over here, most of your business being done over here and growing. How do you make that happen? How do you go about it?
Well, I mean, definitely technology has helped a lot. It makes it easy for us to rapidly produce a product, because when a customer needs to go, whether it be to Texas or to Timbuktu or on the other side of the world, they need to go now.
No. Yeah.
And so it's very important that we can produce a case with custom foam for them as quickly as possible, because a lot of times what happens, and even with our big defense contractors and with the military, a lot of times the case is kind of the last thing they think about. They've spent $10,000 for the piece of equipment, but they get ready to go, and it's like, oh no, how am I going to ship this, and how am I going to protect it, while it's on the airplane or while it's with UPS or FedEx. So because of technology and because of our machinery, we are able to produce things quickly. If we couldn't, we wouldn't be in business. Wow. So that's very important for us. And we have a pretty lean company. There's only 9 of us, and we get a lot of work out the door, and everybody works hard as a team to get it done.
Would you say that part of your job, maybe a strong word, would be to educate the people who make things, to start thinking ahead of time about the packaging? Would you say that?
Yes, we try and help people understand.
So you're not crunch at the last minute. I got to go 48 hours to produce this thing. We better start telling them, oh, by the way, think about it. Let us know ahead of time, or work with us so that we can get ready for this.
Yes.
Because obviously, if they have to get it out, yes, but then it becomes your problem.
That's right. That's right. Then we're the ones that have to hurry up. When our engineer or our salespeople meet with customers, they try to convey our knowledge of packaging a product and organizing it within a case. But we also have to listen to the customer's needs and what's important to them. Is it Is it a matter of how much the whole package is going to weigh, or the size of the container? Are there constraints there? So we have to listen to the customer and then help them make the right decision to package it.
I guess you have a give and take proposition there.
We do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, you're right. It's because the weight and what have you, because definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, on some airlines you get charged an extra fee if it weighs over a certain amount.
That's what I was thinking about shipping also.
Yes.
So because I remember I was talking to the lady I'm talking to you about. She told me I learned so much for different carriers and what have you, because we never, using the product, we never think about those things.
No.
Until you're up against them, then they say, oh, this is something somebody got to deal with.
Yes. Yes.
So
we have customers that come to us and say, it has to stay under 75 pounds because this thing ships on an airplane every single day.
Wow.
So it's very important that they're not having to pay extra charges.
How do you solve that then?
We put it in cases that are lighter. We use less foam, less packaging inside of the case. We just try and come up with a solution for them.
Just fight.
Yep. Keep trying until we find it. Yep. Yep.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. It's a very interesting business. I saw the pictures, and I'm sure throughout the show over here, you're going to be seeing the pictures that you saw, so you can get the idea. Yeah. It is an interesting, very, very, very interesting.
I love the hum of the machines out back.
Oh, really?
It's a wonderful sound. It's a wonderful sound.
And now, how many? Is there any? We don't have to name them necessarily, but are there any other companies that do what you do around here?
There are other companies, around the United States that do what we do. In the Washington, D.C. area, certainly in the Virginia suburbs, we're the only facility that has cases in stock and produces the product from beginning to end at our facility. There's a couple of other companies in Maryland that do similar things, but they're not focused only on cases like we are. A lot of them do cardboard boxes and that sort of thing as well.
Okay.
So, but we just focus on the cases.
Okay. Well, definitely, that's very helpful. Okay. So now, the next step is to grow the business, get it over 2 million.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're planning to do that when?
In this year.
This year.
This year, 2013, we've set our goals, and we're off to a pretty good start. Okay. So I feel like we can accomplish that. And as I mentioned before, we're out networking more and more. I feel like that's an important part of it, to be out in the community and not just being out to network, but also being in the community to help others. Yes. We've partnered on a number of events. We helped with Toys for Tots. We have a large trailer, so we were able to take that to an event where they were collecting toys and then use the trailer to move the toys. We're doing another event in March that's making welcome bags for the troops as they come back to Fort Belvoir. And it's just a bag of snacks and water and things like that, but we're working with a couple of other companies to put together 500 bags, and then we'll help transport those down to Fort Belvoir. Okay. So we try and get out in the community in a helpful way as well.
Well, that's helpful. That's very much appreciated. And I guess it also shows the hearts of the owners of the company, people who take part in this kind of project.
Yeah, we care about the community.
Well, that is our community, so definitely somebody got to care about it, right?
Yep. And the community is our customer, so.
You're absolutely correct. So I'm sure I will be seeing your Sterling Women event then.
Yes, we'll see you there.
Yes, we have the next one coming on March the 14th. And in fact, that morning we have the breakfast event.
Okay.
So maybe Tim can come again and then you can go at the other.
There we go. You'll see one of us
Divide and
in the
conquer.
morning, and you'll see one of us at lunch. Yeah.
Any last word that you would like to communicate to our audience?
I just, I invite people to come out and see our facility.
Okay.
People love to see the CNC machines operating and are fascinated by its capabilities. And it's fun to see how things are made.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll be on the 28th March, right? The
Our
event.
open house
Open
is February 28th.
February 28th, I'm sorry,
Yes.
February 28th, okay.
Yeah.
We managed to see if we can get this thing run before then, so many more people have